Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Precious Oyeleke. I'm a Nigerian YouTuber filming all the way from the city of Ibadan, the city of Van Roof. Don't tell them I'm saying that too. Okay, today we're going to be talking about something very juicy. Like we're talking about the right age to enter into a relationship. You know, there would have been a point in which like every person must have gone through this situation before in life where we feel like, oh, all my friends are in a relationship, all my like people that will move together are in a relationship, and I'm like the odd one out. Like, what can I do? Because I also want to enter into a relationship, and that is to prompt a lot of people to rush into a relationship. And that has always made me to be like, is there really a right age to enter into a relationship? Because when I was in school in uni, then my roommate, she used to ask me a question. So there's like what age am I going to allow my daughter to enter into a relationship? Then I'll be like, if she's 12 years old, she can enter. Like as long as she's mature. Or if she's 13, she can enter as long as she's mature. So that was like towards the end of my stay in uni. She now asked me that same question again, that Precious, at what age are you going to allow your daughter to, enter a relationship? I said, even if she's 16, babe, I'm not even 16 same, I'm thinking it, she's not mature. She should be chasing her life, chasing her purpose. If she's 20, then there must be no chronicles. Like I can see and testify that okay, you are mature, I'm ready for a relationship, then I'll be fine. I'll give my daughter my blessing. But it's like say 12 years old, still in high school. Eh? Go back and read your book. So today we're going to be talking about the right age in entering a relationship. And the thing is, there is really no right age in entering a relationship. You can enter a relationship at any time. But the thing is that you have to be mature before entering a relationship. Because a lot of people out there that that are young, that still like say that they're in their 20s, their early 20s, 2021, and they are mature enough to enter into a relationship. Like when they talk, you'll be like, wow, this person is way older than his or her age. If you meet someone that is like say 30 years old, you'll be surprised like, are you kidding me? This guy does not even have any level of maturity, or this lady doesn't have any level of maturity. So I believe that your level of maturity should determine whether you should enter into a relationship or not. But there are also other things that that we need to put in place before even thinking of, am I old enough to enter into a relationship? Like, am I actually in the right state of mind to enter into a relationship? Without further ado, let's jump right into it. Number one, you need to know your purpose. You shouldn't be thinking of relationship if you don't know your purpose. If you don't know the reason why God has sent you to do on earth, then you shouldn't be thinking of relationship. Because I've seen it in every situation where a lot of people in secondary school enter into the relationship, and by the time they finish secondary school, the relationship, it's capsized, the ship sank. There are different situations like that, or people that when they were in 100 level university, they enter into a relationship, and by the time they are reaching their final year in uni, you'll be surprised that many of them are no longer in that relationship, because the time they're supposed to spend discovering their purpose, they spend that time entering one relationship or the other. Even though it does not mean, I'm not saying that you can be in 100 level and be in a relationship if you can find the balance between your purpose and your relationship. But my own little piece of advice is that you should spend the teenage years of your life discovering your purpose, knowing who you are. Because those that are even 40, 50 years old, many of them still don't understand who they are. They are still trying to discover themselves. That are they like this? Can they function in this area? Can they function in that area? While you, they are still like, you are still 15, 16, 17. They're like, oh, relationship is for me. Relationship is for me. Seriously, relationship is not for you. You need to sit down and go back to your drawing board and adjust some things. Yes, but I've seen some people that they were 15, 16, and they entered a relationship, or even lower than that, and entered a relationship, and they are still doing fine till now. Yes, it's worked out for them. The fact that it worked out for them does not mean that it will work out for you. From my own perspective, I feel like if you are young, you should spend that time discovering yourself, focusing on yourself. Learn to discover, oh, do I like this thing? Explore different areas. Don't use that time. Use it to explore yourself. Use that time to read books. Use that time to go for seminars. Use that time to travel around, around your country or around the world. That's the time that should be, spent doing those things, in discovering yourself, in, if you enter in your universities that time, trying different things, try different food if you are staying in a new, say, in a new location for your university, or if you have to travel out of the country, you can, explore different areas. Don't be stereotyped. Don't be stereotyped. Explore our young age should be spent doing that, because so by the time we enter into a relationship, we'll make things easier for the guy or for the lady we are going to, end up dating, or end up, entering into a relationship with, because you're able to tell them that, oh, these are the things I like, these are the things I don't like, this is what I want to be in the future, this is what I expect to be in the next 5 years. You even be able to ask some proper questions from that person, and not just, I love him, he loves me. Not just, oh, we go to, the restaurant to go and eat, not just, Ola, Shagamu, not just, all these malls. It's not for mall hunting. Like, relationship is responsibility. It goes beyond this whole I love. Yes, love is a very good criteria, is needed, but I feel it goes beyond, oh, I love him, I love her, is the sugar and my tea, is my Romeo and the Juliet. It's okay. It's okay. You are doing fine. So please, you need to spend that time discovering your purpose. Know what God has sent you to do on earth. Know some things, like you should spend that time, engaging yourself. In the long run, it's going to pay you, and it's going to pay whoever you're going to enter into a relationship with. The second thing you should to do, before entering the relationship, or the things you need to know. The second thing is that you need to read books. If we should ask many of us now that how many books have you read on relationship and marriage, you'll be shocked. There are a lot of people are not prepared, and not prepared for this whole new, for this aspect of their life at all. Like, they're not even ready to even go and they're not ready to sit down and start reading books like Five Love Languages by Gary Chapman, that talk about that everybody have five different languages. Word of affirmation, physical touch, act of service, quality time, and one other thing I can't remember, but if you can remember the fifth one, let me to write it in the comment section. But you should spend that time, studying, reading books, studying about relationship. Yes, I know that, relationship, like, it is more practical than theory, but please, the theory is going to be needed in a practical. You're like, oh, I don't need to read books, I'll be fine. I just enter. Let me just enter, make mistakes. Must you learn from your experience? Yeah, they say experience is the best teacher, but I believe that other people's experience is the best teacher. Your own experience should not be the best teacher. So you should read books, listen to audios, good audios of people that are, that have been there, done that. They've been in the relationship, they've been in relationships, they are now married, they have sustainable marriage for a long period of time. Those are the people we should listen to. Those are the people that we should get a book and pen and start jotting and start be like, oh, I want to be like this person. Begin to read books, begin to listen to audios. You get to know that, oh, some people we have, or some people have unrealistic lists. I'm going to talk about that thing very soon. Unrealistic lists, like, oh, I want my guy to be tall, dark, handsome, six pack, he should have broad chest, he should have, oh, some of my friends, we used to say something, guy he should have desert and rainforest. Desert is something that, nothing grows on it, so it should be bald and have beard. I know that she's going to watch this video right now. As some people's criteria, oh, if it's not bald, if it does not have beard, it is a no-go area for me. And some will be like, oh, I don't like him to have beard. I want him to have a good, nice, I want to have a nice haircut. It's okay. Those things are not, by the time you start reading books, you know that those things are the peripheral. You should have your essential things you should look for, the non-essentials you should look for in the relationship. And not just, I love him, he loves me. And not just, oh, let me just enter and we are good to go. Relationship is not just fun. You should spend that time knowing yourself. Relationship is hard work. Kudos to you guys that have been in relationship for a long period of time. I give you guys kudos. Like, let me throw my hand for you. So please spend the time reading books, listening to good audios. People like Kingsley Okonkwo, he has thousands, or no, hundreds of messages on relationships. There are a lot of pastors out there that have said a lot of things on relationships, like talking to singles, talking to the married. So you shouldn't tell me that, oh, I don't have access to materials. Seriously, as long as you're using a phone that has Google accounts or any account, any search engine, You should be able to have access to any good materials that you want. And Google is your friend. Make good use of Google. Another thing you need to know before entering into a relationship, or the things you need to put into consideration, that have you prayed, for that relationship? Have you started praying things into reality? That concerning my relationship there is no mistake. Concerning my relationship there is no error. Concerning my relationship I get it right. Speaking words, speaking life into our relationship. All those things are important and not just love. And I'm not saying love is not important. Love is. If you should spend time praying, you even love the person you're going to enter into a relationship. You're going to love him more. You're going to love her more. Yes. That is one thing I know. So you should spend the time praying into your relationship, praying into the future. Begin to speak words. Begin to pray in the Holy Ghost. Pray concerning it. Begin to speak in tongues. Like concerning my relationship, I get it right. Concerning my relationship, there is no mistake. There is no error. In the name of Jesus. Then begin to speak words. Begin to speak life. And the person I am going to get into a relationship with, he get his life right. He begin to have clarity of purpose. Coming to speak to the life of that person, and the person has clarity of purpose. The person is not confused about who they are. The person loves God. The person seeks after the things that God loves, because if he seeks after the things that God loves, he's going to love you wholeheartedly. You need to speak those kind of things that we are compatible. We are compatible physically, financially, health-wise, even concerning our genotype. We are compatible. There's some things you should put into consideration. Pray into your relationship. Speak words. Speak life. I know the power of life and death is in the tongue. So speak those things you want. Speak it into your relationship. Yes, even if you're in a relationship, begin to speak the things you want into that relationship. And this relationship, we get it right. Even if we have made some mistakes, our steps have been traced back to the right path. Begin to speak words and life into the things that you want. And trust me, your relationship will not be like, it will be like, bread and akara. You understand the akara? Bread and akara, or to be like moi moi, just small things. And I'm going to say is that you should develop yourself mentally, physically, spiritually, and all other qualities that socially, and every other thing that develop yourself. Spend that time developing yourself. I said that when I was talking about purpose, but just spend time developing yourself. Spend time growing yourself health-wise. Find out, I shouldn't be working on your diet. I shouldn't be eating this kind of food. I should work on my diet. I shouldn't be eating, and if you know that you're adding excessive weight, be like, let me begin to take more water, begin to reduce this content of this amount of food that I'm eating. I'm going to take more of this other food. Work on yourself physically. Work on yourself in the way you dress, the way you talk, the way you walk. All those things are important. Work on yourself mentally. Like there are a lot of ladies especially, that when you need to talk with them, you'll be shocked. That's are you sure there's something upstairs? Even guys too. Some guys, the only thing they talk about is girls, and by the time you need to check their level of their brain. I don't want to use that word. We need to ask them some questions and some things. You find that they really don't know what to do about their life. If you ask some guys like, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Or where do you see yourself in the next 10, 20 years of their life? You'll be surprised they don't know. They really don't know. So I'm not like, okay, if you don't know where you see yourself in the next 5 years, then why are you entering into a relationship? You don't need it. You need to try and find a balance with your life before not thinking of entering into a relationship with anybody. So please develop yourself physically, develop yourself mentally. If you are in school, finish your education. Mm. Finish that book you are reading. I don't like the course. I don't like the course. Finish and come out with a good grade. I don't like the department. I don't like the department. Finish and come out with a good grade. And if you don't like it, cross another department and finish. Don't jump out. Don't be toast to and fro. No, because if you, I say something. I be like, if I was going to date when I was in uni, like if I was going to date somebody when I was in uni, I'm going to make sure that I'm going to find out about his CGPA or his results in school. And the reason why I said that is because if you can perform well, if you can take your academics seriously, then I know that if we are in a relationship, you will take us seriously. If you can't take your academics seriously, if you're a person that you don't read for exams, you're like, I will pass. You don't wait for test. Oh, I'll pass. You're like, oh, it will sort itself out. I'll be okay. By the time we are going to some things, or we need to get some things done in our relationship, or if we end up getting married, I need to get some things right in our marriage. We need to be like, oh, we'll get it done. You'll get it done. You just begin to use your mouth to say it, then things will just be like that. So no. So develop yourself mentally. If you're in school, finish your education, balance your way out. So by the time you are whether you're in your final year university, or you're like your 2 3 level, you feel you are ready to enter into a relationship, you need to know how to balance yourself with your academics and with your relationship, because those two areas must not suffer. I'm talking more to university students right now. Those two areas must not suffer. You shouldn't be like, oh, because I'm in a relationship, my academics must suffer, or because my academics must suffer, my academics is so special to me, so relationship must be there. Please, please, strike a chord between both of them. And one last thing I'm going to be saying is that don't rush into a relationship. Don't rush. Take your time. Take your time. Take a deep breath. I just did that now. Take your time. You need it. Don't be in a hurry. By the time you enter that relationship, you might even feel like rushing out, because if you rush in, you will rush out. Find out the things, as long as the things that you are seeing the guy is non-negotiable, the guy has everything you need, then fine, you can enter. But don't be like, oh, don't be too desperate. That's the word. Don't be too in a hurry. Like, yes, I must enter a relationship. Last time I was in school, my friends are always like, oh, Precious, who are you dating? Who's your boyfriend? Who's your boyfriend? Who's your boyfriend? Oh my god, at the point it was getting to my nerves, but I knew they want the best for me. That's why they were asking those questions. But you see, now I have a better understanding that there's no point rushing. You will enjoy love. You will enter a relationship, you will get tired. So please don't rush. I'm not saying that you get tired, though, but like, you enter a relationship and you enjoy it for good. So please don't rush into a relationship. Take your time. Take your time. You really need to take your time. You know, get involved in other things. By the time you are getting involved in other things, you're getting involved in church, you are busy in church, you are busy with your life is getting in shape, you are busy chasing your career, chasing your purpose, chasing what God has called you to come and do on it. When the person comes, let's say the male, let's say the guy, by the time the guy comes, he will meet you doing what God has called you to do. And you able to know that, oh, do we align in purpose? Do we align in this? Do we pursue? I'm not saying we're going to align, 100%, but at least you able to know that, oh, we align like say 50-60%, and I feel we are good to go. So please and please don't rush into a relationship. Take your time. If you feel like, oh, time is not my side, pray him into reality. If you want to enter a relationship, pray him into reality. I'm going to be talking more on relationship, more. Let us to talk more on relationship. Relationship is hard work. It is really, really hard work. And please, sorry for the background noise. Like, please, sorry, we are in Nigeria, and these things, it happens once in a while. So please and please, enjoy yourself. Don't rush into a relationship. Explore, enjoy life, enjoy life, enjoy life. I'm saying it. And please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Like, share, and subscribe. Because if you don't like my video, how will I know that you love my content? If you don't subscribe and hit the notification bell, how will I know that you love my content? And please make a comment in the comment section about some of the things that I said and that is needed before entering a relationship. Make a comment about it. I would love to see it. See you guys in my next video. Bye bye.